All right, some insights for the Warriors. Let's go. San Francisco Chronicles beat writer CJ Holmes joins us. And I don't know, I'm hearing about some kind of parade tomorrow. I guess there's something going on. It's certainly not a Father's Day parade, but there'll be a lot of dads on a float.
I'm not sure, but I was told to be in the city around 9 o'clock. Apparently, there's some team over the bridge won a championship, so we'll be over there to check that out.
Joe Lacob is kind of like the modern day Eddie DeBartolo Jr. Like, I'll pay what it takes to keep that roster intact. And so if you connect the dots and he can bankroll another salary that'll keep these guys together, these guys play to their potential, CJ. They got a puncher's chance to come back.
Hey, look, as soon as Game 6 ended, you know how Vegas is quick with those books. The Warriors are already the betting favorites to win the championship next year, and it's easy to see why. You know, that dynastic core of Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry is still together. Those dudes are on the books for at least I think another year or another 2 years. They're on the books, so they're good. And then you got the young guys, Moses Moody. The organization still has high hopes for James Wiseman, who said yesterday there's a 90% chance we'll see him in Summer League. Jonathan Kuminga, Jordan Poole. The Warriors are doing something a lot of teams can't do, and it's something that was their mission heading into the season. That's to win now and build for the future. And like you said, they have a co-owner and general manager that aren't afraid to open up that checkbook. And if money's not an object, then they should be able to keep this group together. If you keep this group together, sky's the limit.
Let's get back to you, young man. I mean, your first rodeo here with the Warriors, and you get a championship run out of it. And I saw the picture of you standing by the Leprechaun with your goggles, going like that after it was all over. What was your big takeaway from this whole experience?
The God is good. The God's good. And to a lot of, I want to say this to a lot of young journalists out there. I'm going to be real. There was a couple months ago before I got this job, I was struggling a little bit in this industry and struggling to make myself known and get my name out there. And there was a time when I was thinking about giving up, Vern. I was looking at jobs and technical writing, thinking about going to work with my mom, marketing and things of that nature. And, right where I was at the point of almost being ready to give up, I got this amazing opportunity at the San Francisco Chronicle, and I knew coming in when I got this job, I was like, there's a realistic chance I might get to cover a championship run this year, and every step of the ride's been amazing, and I'm just so blessed and thankful to be able to be in this position, and I just hope I can continue to bring our readers great coverage moving forward, and who knows, maybe we're doing this whole parade thing again next year.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, let's talk about Steph Curry first and foremost. Speaking of journeys, this is a guy that finally checked the last box remaining in being the Finals MVP. And now there's this great debate as to whether you put Steph Curry in the top 10 of the 75 greatest players to play the game. Right now he's in the teens, but now there's a push to get him in top 10.
I can definitely see the argument for a top 10 player, but here's the thing. I never thought that Stephen Curry needed a Finals MVP award to, validate himself as one of the greatest of all time. I mean, even heading into the series, the guy was a 3-time champ, the league's all-time leader, and made 3-point field goals. He literally changed the way the game was played. But, to have that now on his resume, I mean, it just makes his case for a top 10 being a top 10 player of all time that much stronger. And the thing is, he's still in his prime. So if he can stay healthy, he might be able to add a couple more championships to this resume. And Steph gets 2 more. We're talking at that point. We're talking in GOAT territory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is rarefied air by that one. And we talked about your own personal journey about how just pieces kind of fell into place and good fortune for you. How about D'Angelo Russell's deal from the Warriors that cleared the way for Andrew Wiggins to join the team? And man, boy, did he pay dividends for this particular NBA Finals.
I mean, hats off to Bob Myers. He turned D'Angelo Russell into Jonathan Kuminga and Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins was arguably the best two-way force in the postseason this year. He was arguably the Warriors' best player in the Western Conference Finals against Dallas. And, Kuminga, I mean, we've seen flashes of how good he can be going forward. But obviously, I think they're going to prioritize locking down Wiggins, because Wiggins is still relatively young, in the grand scheme of things. And he's starting to play his best basketball of his career. And, as a hooper, you win a championship, that puts you in a different mindset. So I do think that Andrew Wiggins' best is still ahead of him. And that's a scary thought.
On the list of these unrestricted free agents, and there's a list of them, give me maybe one or two that absolutely have to be back for a part of this run.
I think you got to get Gary Payton back, and he deserves it, right? This is a guy who bounced around the league for most of his career until he finally found a home this season in Golden State. Not only did he find a home, Vern, he emerged as one of the best perimeter defenders in all of the NBA. Not to mention this guy is shooting like 60, 70% from the field. Very athletic guard, hanging out in that dunker spot, easy dump offs for lay-ins, can knock down the corner three. That is a piece. Every championship team needs a Gary Payton. So when I look at that list of unrestricted free agents, he's a guy you absolutely have to have back. The big one though is Otto Porter Jr. He played this season on a veteran's minimum, but long story short, he greatly outplayed his value. And, his stock's pretty high right now. There's other teams around the league that are eyeing Otto Porter and saying, we could use that guy to be one of our missing pieces in our championship puzzle. That's a guy that the Warriors really need to get back on that roster if they can. But in all likelihood, it's going to be really tough to bring Otto Porter Jr. back just because of that the team is drowning in luxury taxes and the guys earn a significant payday.
Hey, CJ, thanks so much for a few minutes. Hey, let's all enjoy the parade tomorrow, and good times ahead for us all.
Hey, should be good. Never been to a championship parade, so I'm looking forward to the atmosphere.